time, I didn't know the influence, that I know now. And he looked at me and he said, "What do you mean? They have no food. It's all Arabic food." So that gave me pause to think, and I thought of that, and that gave me an idea to research, and I did research. I found that guy that I thought was crazy, who had the truth. Like he said to me, "Look at that paella. It's the most Spanish of all the foods." He said, "It's Arabic food. It's not the paella. It's not made by the Spanish." He said to me, "The name itself. See, the Western food experts call paella from the pan, the Roman name, the Latin name for the pan."
Yeah.
But a lot of the food historians say it's the Arabic word baqaya, what's left over, because when the Arabs became slaves of the Spanish, all these worked for the lords, and at the weekend they could take all the extra food that was in the Spanish larder, like the lord, for themselves. So they gathered all the food, and they couldn't cook couscous because it was banned by the Inquisition.
Huh.
So they invented a food where they used all these ends of foods to make a dish, and that's how paella became invented. And it was invented in Valencia, which had the most Arab population of all of Spain for even 200 years after they were kicked out of the rest of Spain. In the 1700s, they still had an Arab population. And these people, because they couldn't eat their Arabic food that they were used to, invented food in their place, or converted it and put pork in it or something, did something where they weren't against the law. Anyway, so he said to us, "Look at even that is an Arabic dish. What do you would say? Where do you get to the? What do they say? How do I cook Mexican? I'm cooking Arabic food." That old guy told me. Well, he had a point.
That's fantastic.
He had a point for me to start a lot of my stories.
That's fantastic.
Now in Latin America, there's a place called Habeeb, who's not even Arab, from Brazil. It's gone like wildfire all through. They have cooked shawarma.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they sell it all as fast food in Brazil, and it moved into Mexico and Central America, and the Caribbean.
You got to be kidding.
Like in Brazil, I never forget when I went to Brazil. It was in 1978, 79. I said, you go to an ordinary restaurant and you order kibba, like Kibbi.
Yeah.
And like every restaurant has it, like you'd have hamburger.
Well, you
and
said
their
it.
kibba was good. It's better than our kibba. It's the same thing, but it's brought over. Only they've added spices to it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, every culture, then they adapt different things and they make it their own. But I remember you saying a couple of years ago, you said the next big thing is going to be kibba.
Yeah,
maybe
I think
in
your lifetime, kibba is going to become the hamburger of North America. Well, it should be now if the Arabs, if the Lebanese Syrians had the guts, that were proud of what they did, what they cooked. If they were like tell me now, all you guys go crazy about Italian food. What makes you go crazy about Italian food?
For me, pasta. I love pasta.
Yeah, I know. But see, that's one thing that they have one thing. The Arabs have 20 things you can make. You can make couscous, which is a real world gourmet if you do it right.
Yeah.
You can do kibba right, and it's something unique, something new. Imagine like putting half a loaf of Arabic bread, kibba, big ors kibba in it with toratur and stuff with it, instead of having a hamburger, the tastiness of it.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
There's a lot of shawarma.
Actually, you just got me thinking. Imagine making, instead of a hamburger, make a kibba burger.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean.
Take the baked kibba, bisaniya, and you put that on some kind of thin bread, or even substitute kibbeh for falafel.
Yeah, and they would, and it's way more tasty. And they'll do it. They do it if the Jews will do it, because they'll come and say it's Israeli food, and everybody will buy it. The Jews haven't got onto it. They got on falafel. I wrote an article about falafel that all the Jews in New York asked the publisher that these companies that make falafel to they could use some of my recipes, and so I thought of kubba, and it's not time yet. I would write an article and say the new hamburger, but I don't think they take it because the population doesn't know, isn't set. If they were like in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
you could do it, but not in America or Canada.
Mm.
But kubba is, and I've said that since maybe 50 years ago, it's going to go like wildfire one day. Like, it's going to go through
Hey.
people, everything will change.
I think Shadi should make a kibbeh pizza. He still hasn't made it yet, but
You know, in the Dominican Republic, they have a kubba. Imagine, they spell it Kipppe. You know, I don't know how they got kubbe.
really?
Yeah, I guess they got the Lebanese spelling and sort of warped it up. And they sell it all over too.
Wow, wouldn't have any idea.
So, and you know, most of these people doing it are not Arabs. Like that Habeeb, who's become the biggest, one of these biggest food outlets in South America, is Brazilian. Nothing to do with. He's not an Arab, or his ancestors were not Arab.
Well, they know a good thing though. They go for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.